In Wokeness tweeted this out earlier, a video of this chick, and she's sponsored by, not sponsored, but she's in a brand partnership with Dove soap. And I remember, I don't know if you guys remember the last time I talked about Dove soap, but it wasn't in a good light. Fuck it is. This is what I have the biggest problem with right here. 74% of girls feel underrepresented in games. Huh? That's a made up fucking statistic. I guarantee you that's a made up fucking statistic. Because where would you get that from? The oversaturation of this messaging that women are underrepresented. And then you turn back around and spit in their faces and make a man as Woman of the Year. Or you turn back around and put a man on the front page of a woman's magazine. Hairy armpits, hairy chest, and a fucking swimsuit. Oh, but yet 70% of girls are underrepresented in video games? Video games? That's what we're talking about? Dove that makes soap and deodorant and shampoo and all other shit. Partnered with Unreal Engine and Women in Games to change shit in video games? They wrote up an entire fake statistic just to give to us, to try and spread a message that isn't even real. However, with this whole Dove did a brand partnership with her to support fat liberation. And I know you're probably asking yourself, what the fuck is fat liberation? Yeah, I don't know either. But before I go over the tweet that I tweeted out, let's just go ahead and watch this video so you guys can see. What the hell? It just came up. All right, there we go. Yeah. So let's go ahead and take a look at this, man. You guys can hear this from the whale's mouth.
My belief is that we should be centering the voices and experiences of the most marginalized people and communities at all times.
Make sure you guys hit that like and follow, and like and subscribe.
So when I think about what fat liberation looks like to me, it looks like centering the voices and the experiences of those who live in and who maneuver through spaces and institutions in a fat body. It looks like...
I hate when they do this because they use all these big words and they try and sound smart, and they're literally saying nothing. Let's go back and hear what she has to say about what fat liberation is. Because I want you guys to really listen to what she's saying, because I get lost with all these big words, and she's saying, "Oh, you know what the liberation okay, all right."
My belief is that we should be centering the voices and experiences of the most marginalized people and communities.
Centering the voices and experiences of the most marginalized people, and communities.
All times. So when I think about what fat liberation...
What the fuck does that even mean? The most marginalized people. You think fat people are the most marginalized people? Probably.
Looks like to me, it looks like centering the voices and the experiences of those who live.
So basically centering the experiences and voices of fat people. That's fat liberation? I think not. Wouldn't fat liberation, now correct me if I'm wrong, wouldn't fat liberation actually mean losing weight? Look, I'm not the brightest. I'm not the brightest bulb in the fucking box. Okay, so I could be wrong on this, but wouldn't the real term of fat liberation means you're being liberated, or you're being liberated of fatness? I thought that's what liberate means, right?
And who maneuver through spaces and institutions in a fat body. It looks like making accessible spaces and having conversations that are aware of the fact that people have different bodies and that they are interacting with space and people and institutions and communities in a different way. Fat liberation looks like fully embracing those differences and having those conversations. And
no, fat liberation is not sitting here fully embracing being fat. So you think you sitting there eating hot Cheetos and dipping them in cookie dough ice cream while drinking a Diet Pepsi is fat liberation? No, that's called hibernation.
Instead of shying away from them. To learn more about fat liberation and the campaign for size freedom that Dove is supporting, visit
Campaign for Size Freedom. So not only is she saying fat liberation, she's saying she's I can't even keep up with this shit. Fat freedom is what she said.
Supporting visit dove.com. That Dove is supporting visit dove.com/Jen and the campaign for size freedom. That's
Size freedom. What the actual fuck? This bitch can barely fucking speak. And she's talking about being liberated of fatness and has the entire fucking definition completely wrong and completely opposite of what the real definition of fat liberation is. And then wants to say size freedom. Size freedom?
that Dove is supporting visit dove.com/size freedom. Tap in, join the campaign, support the campaign. This is important and we should all be talking about it.
Yeah, we should all be talking about how your fat ass gets a partnership with Dove soap. So let me go ahead and get back to my tweet earlier. It's probably a bit mean, but y'all know me. I don't give a fuck. So I tweeted out, I said, Lizzo Jr. sweats while thinking about food. All the Dove soap in the world wouldn't be able to replace the idiocracy coming out of her mouth, let alone her fatness. She can barely even talk. So we're going to sit here and listen to Lizzo Jr. talk about fat liberation and size freedom. And she's not giving you any fucking tips. This does not make me think that she has any fucking information that's going to help you lose fat. She doesn't give me any kind of information that's going to help you feel better about being fat. If that is her goal, because she's trying to make it seem like that's her goal, right? Is to try and make you feel better about being fat. She just gave you a 50-second fucking explanation. I wouldn't even say explanation. More like an excuse. She gave us more like a 50-second excuse for her being fat. And not just an excuse for her being fat, but now she wants to cope with herself being fat. Now she wants us to celebrate her being fat. See, that's my whole thing. My whole thing is I don't care if you're fat or not. I mean, that's a whole fucking rabbit hole in itself. Be fat. I don't give a fuck. I'm not like everybody else. I'm not like, oh, you shouldn't be fat. No, if you want to be fat, be fat. You go be fat over there. It's the same way I treat actual racists. I'm like, look, if you want to be racist, you go be racist over there. I'm not going to sit here and complain about you fucking, this person's racist or this is a racist or that's racist, because it's going to be like the niggas who cried wolf, which is what we're dealing with now. Niggas crying wolf. Saying everybody's fucking racist. Saying everybody hates you because you're fat. Saying that, oh, you don't feel accepted because you like dicks in the butt. No, fam. Nobody cares. That's the difference. It's not that nobody likes you. It's not like nobody's people are keeping you out. It's just like if you come out and say, oh, I like doing this behind closed doors, or I like, this sexual preference or whatever. You know what people should say? Cool. Anyway, that's what people should say. Because it should not fucking matter. It should not be a topic of discussion. It should not be something that we should pander. Definitely not to fucking kids and kids shows and sports events and wrestling events. CM Punk, Kenny Omega, FTR, Nyla Rose. But at the end of the day, this is what they're doing with Disney shows. With the wrestlers that I just mentioned in AEW. They had no problem over the past couple years mentioning their fucking agenda, pushing that mainstream weirdo agenda. The movies have no problem telling you. The dude that did the Bros movie last year had no problem. As soon as that movie tanked, who did he want to blame? Not the people who went and saw the movie. They gave it bad reviews. No. This motherfucker wanted to blame straight people for not going to go see a gay movie that had terrible marketing, a terrible fucking story, and from the little bit of the clips that I did see there from the movie, a terrible fucking movie. But yet we're supposed to listen to Dove Soap. Dove fucking Soap about quote unquote fat liberation. When the spokesperson of quote unquote fat liberation doesn't even use the term right, doesn't even know the correct definition of said term, which, by the way, is a fake term. But y'all won't listen to me. So I'm gonna just move on to the next topic.